this is a kind of action that can happen between one country that was signing the Kyoto Protocol, okay, in favor of a country that has not signed the Kyoto Protocol, because not all of the countries have been obliged. Developing countries have been taken out for the first part, because obviously there was an issue of responsibility, as we have recognized, but there can be a joint effort, let me say, in which a country that has signed the Kyoto Protocol, the countries that are part of the so-called Annex B, they want to implement an emission reduction project in one developing countries, so they can gain some credits. Okay? It's very similar. Obviously, it needs to be a substitution project. It needs not to be a new project. So it means that Kenya is launching, let's say, an electrification campaign for their rural villages, and they want to do this electrification campaign via mini-grid using diesel. Okay? Italy jump into and say, no, guys, we help you to do the same, to do electrification of rural villages, but we will do together, and we will do with the hybrid system. Okay? So the goal is the same, giving electricity to the people, but in the approach of Kenya, they obtain it with a higher, let's say, emission and environmental impact, but with the solution proposed by the Italians, then they reduce their emissions. Okay, so it needs not to be a new project. We come and we build a new, okay? So it's a substitution project. And the same is exactly the same with the joint implementation, that this may happen between two countries. Both of them, they have signed the Kyoto Protocol, but for instance, one is a little bit more advanced in technological terms, so there can be a kind of technology transfer to Italian and Turkey or Italian other countries. Okay? But the same, again, it's not a new project, because we don't want to promote, energy consumption per se, but it must be originally an idea of the country that want to go in a certain direction, and thanks to the contribution of another countries, they jump to a more efficient technology. Okay? So these are the three measures. International measure. And remember also the national measure that each country can implement in its own domestic boundaries. So, after the launching of the Kyoto Protocol, then every year, at the end of the year, it's often in November, the Conference of the Parties, the so-called COP, represent the annual meeting of all the countries that have signed the Kyoto Protocol, and they meet. I don't want to make the history of all the COP, but one very important and game-changer Conference of the Parties happened in 2015 in Paris. And from this Conference of the Parties, the Paris Agreement came out, the so-called Paris Agreement. It was a very relevant year, 2015, for many reasons, especially November. Many good and many bad reasons. It was a period of very high terroristic attack level in Europe, if you remember. Second, it was the year of the end of the Agenda 2015 and the launching of the new Agenda of Sustainable Development of the United Nations. It happened in end of September. So it was a year of movement and new understanding of the role of sustainable development and this kind of things. November, 1 month later, the Conference of the Parties in Paris. By the way, 2015 was also the year of the Expo in Italy. There were a lot of initiatives rising up awareness on the big global challenges, energy, food, development, this kind of thing. So, Paris Agreement was very important because all the countries, including developing countries, they have come to the meeting with their pledges. which means their commitment. Okay, guys, what I can do is this. They have signed a document, 1-page, 2-page document, saying we commit ourselves to contribute to CO2 reduction in this way, that way, or that way. These were called nationally, they were called intended nationally determined contribution when they have been launched. Now the intended has dropped out because they are nationally determined contribution. So they came in Paris with their intention, but then they have confirmed. So you find the NDC, the national determined commitment, that are expressed by almost all countries. Europe has one single nationally determined commitment because Europe tried to behave as a European system, okay? All the effort put together by the countries on a voluntary basis at the time, and summing up all this kind of, let's say, contribution, as an overall, the idea was that of keeping the temperature to increase below 2 degrees, but at the end of the day, we are aware that this is still a too ambitious goals to be achieved. Summing up all of the contribution, if I'm not wrong, we came out with, let's say, an expectation of an increase of 2.5 degrees or something. Okay? But it was very positive because all the countries expressed their commitment, even developing countries. Okay? So they have taken seriously, even if I may say, they are not responsible for what is happening. So they are living the situation in the kind of way. So these NDC are the policies that the country want to implement in the future year, and this will also be used by you during the budget work, because we will try by looking at the NDC of the European countries, because we will be staying on the European community, how then the policy is a kind of declaration. We want to reduce consumption of the residential sector by 20%. Then technicians, people like us, try to say, okay guys, and now what we have to do with the technology? What does it mean to reduce this consumption? To put into practice. And you say, okay, we have to change the built environment of all the house. We have to move from gas use for heating the water to a combination of gas and sun. Things like that. And this is the implementation of the goals. Okay? In the policy there are no technological ideas. It's a policy. So target. Okay? Then it's a job. Tough job of the technical people. And this was, I think we have already seen this slide together last time. This was a kind of interesting thing, as I said, because by the way, we have been able to have 180 countries, and now we are controlling, let me say, we have pledges, we have commitment for almost 90% of the emission. Okay, 2.7. Okay, not 2.5, but 2.7. And this is also going together with a very important increase in penetration of renewable that we have seen, and also the concurrent decrease in the cost of the renewable energy, which is opening up further space for this kind of things. Okay, this is very broad understanding of the Kyoto Protocol. Please.
What is the committee of insurance for the countries involved in that? For example, Southern doesn't want to be involved in that. What stops this country?
It's a voluntary way. So you can even withdraw when you wish. There are no fines or there are no punishments. It's a voluntary way. You can, if you think honestly, it's really impossible to manage this kind of, unless we had a very strong overarching authorities, but even the UN cannot play this role. And we have received a lot of proof in some strange things that happen. So we don't have an overarching authority that can really punish or control this happening. But what it is important is that this is a voluntary exercise. And you know what? When the politicians, they express their will, there is a kind of, now you have tell us, you have told us, so we know. When it is public, there is a kind of dignity behind that. So either they don't come and don't say anything, but if they come and they express their interest, then it's very rare, it may happen, and we also know that this may happen, that big changes come to. So, but there are no real punishment, obviously. It's a voluntary. And the proof is that if you look at the process, as I said, 94, 2005, and then the only structured European international trade system for CO2 as a commodity is in euros. Now, Australia also is coming, and probably China is thinking about it. But you can imagine, it's more than 20 years. So, really, it takes time to do these things. But it's a process. It's a process of policy, dialogue, and policy negotiation, which has totally different timing compared to what we are doing. What we are used to think. When it happens to me to sit in some very high-level political dialogue, I really have to be zen, like this, because the way in which we are used to, okay guys, let's do that, because we are engineers. But the way in which policy works is totally different. So we have to accept this kind of big negotiation when they come up with nothing, but they have been all aware and blah, 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 blah. Oof. I feel not to be a politician. Okay, so now we are going to see, as I said, the peculiarity of the European trade system. So this was very important. It was, as I said, the only external measure really implemented of the protocol and in practice. It is one of the pillars of the European Union policy aiming at reducing emissions. And the mechanism is a kind of cap and trade, which means let's fix a cap, maximum amount of CO2 that we want to see around, and then below that level we trade. So we give, as I said, allowances to the states, to the countries, and then the countries give the allowances to their internal industries or utilities or whatever. And then if each of us, now as an industry, we overcome our limit, then we have to buy some of these credits, okay, until the cap. As I said, the mechanism works if the cap is reached, but if the cap is not reached, the price of the commodity will stay very low, and the convenience for everyone will buy instead of improving the efficiency, okay? After this, I think, first period where the mechanism cap and trade was in place, and it was like a fixed cap. But then they have decided, because of what happened, to decrease year by year the cap, so that it becomes challenging. Okay? Even if the demand is not growing too much, by reducing the cap itself, the market becomes a little bit more challenging. Today we have a lot of power stations engaged in this, and also manufacturing plants in all the 28 member states. Now we are going to become 27. Luckily, unluckily. Even the aviation sector is included, but let's say under special rules, because obviously, as we have already said, it was challenging. But we cannot say the You cannot put too strong limits because otherwise it means that, okay, we stop buying. So all the sectors are considered in their peculiarity. So let me say that more or less the 45, almost half of the total European emission are within the, let's say, trade within the European system. It's very important because it's a kind of source of investment. Because, as I said, if the price of the commodity comes to be too high, we can decide as a company to make the investment that it is necessary to reduce our emission by changing the structural system, changing the power plant, changing the device, the machines, and so on and so forth. We make the intervention, the next year will be under our limit, so we don't have to buy anything. And sooner or later we also return on the investment. Okay? And this is working, so this means that the companies are pushed to go in the direction of efficiency, let me say, provided that the price of the commodity is very high.
Like if you have to invest a lot of money for reducing the emissions, so then there should be a compromise in the profit or those kind of things for the company to, like in terms of the price of the
which commodity? The CO2 or the wood
for
production?
example, an XYZ product which releases a lot of carbon dioxide or a lot of like greenhouse gases by manufacturing its manufacturing process. So then they have to do a lot of buy stuff to reduce like biotechnology or kind of stuff to reduce the emissions. Will that decrease the cost of the product? And then again there will be imbalance in the market. So how to any solution for that?
This is the way in which the market works, and this is exactly the reason why the European trade system has decided to place the CO2 emissions like the commodity. Because if you increase if the price of the commodity is too high, then you don't buy the allowance, you decide yourself to improve your efficiency, but this means that you have to make an investment, okay? You make your analysis, it means probably that you have to increase a little bit the price of your products, and you say, okay, this price can be increased because the market will respond in a certain way, so you perfectly work under standard market regulation. So your increase of the cost will be paid by an increase of the cost for the product of the customer, like the square meter example that I made. You make it, you say, no, I can't make it, so I buy the allowance. You are not obliged to go in one direction. You have to make, let's say, market analysis and say, it is much more convenient for my company to buy the allowances at this price because I don't make an investment, I simply pay, let's say, the annual rate of the allowance, or to think future and to say, okay, but if I made the investment, then how long it will be my return on investment? And it is convenient compared to keeping every year paying the allowance. This is a kind of standard economic analysis that it is made up by any CEO in the company. Obviously, your increase in investment will be somehow paid by an increase in the price of your product. And then you can say, okay, no. This is a too high price. If I enter the market with this big price, I will lose my customers. So I don't go this way. I keep on buying the allowances. But it's a trade-off. But if the allowance price rise up, then it becomes convenient for you. This is exactly the kind of system that has been put in place. So as I said at the beginning, the cap was constant and it was less challenging. But now the cap is decreasing 1.74. Don't ask me why they placed this crazy number, 1.74 per year. Okay? So this will reduce automatically the amount of allowances that are traded in the market, and this means that it is expected that when a commodity becomes, let's say, when the availability of a commodity in the market is decreased, the price is expected to increase. Okay. Okay. Okay, as I said, we cover almost the 45 to 50% of the greenhouse gas emission, probably today even a little bit more. These are the companies that are mandatory, that are obliged to participate to the market, like power and generation, like some energy-intensive industrial sector, and like the civil aviation. There are how the allowances are allocated. There are two different ways of allocating allowances. The first one is free allocation. So there is a kind of free allocation by the central government, let me say, that give these allowances to industry. But nowadays, in order to increase the challenge in the market, the auction is the last step, okay? Mettono le CO2 allowances in asta, and this means that if there is an auction, then with the example that we have made, and if the auction has not a price, because the CO2 has not a price but is an auction, this means that you have done your calculation, so you know that you are willing to pay the price until this limit. But the other company, they have made their own calculation, and they know that they can pay a little bit more due to their own calculations in order to avoid to make the investment of improving efficiency. So the auction is an even better way to be able to move people to do investment, internal investment, in order to change efficiency, instead of giving a fixed price, okay? Because it creates a competition among the players. Yes?
But this cannot be beneficial for every country, right? Because every country has a different amount of CO2. For India, example.
No, this is European trade system. It's working at the European level. India is not in the group. European trade system among European countries. Obviously, it is doable because in Europe we are not saying the same, but we have similar structure. And what is the European Commission trying to do is trying to bring all the countries that came late in the European Commission that may have lower efficiency, like the spare parts and so on and so forth, and to bring them at the same level of France, Italy, Germany in terms of energy intensity. Okay, but this means that they are also supported, because I forgot to mention that a part of the allowances are given, as you can see, are given to the least wealthy European countries in order not to squeeze them too much. The idea that you were mentioned. So the newcomer, the eastern part of Europe, obviously they are somehow supported because they are not at the level of France, Italy, and Germany in terms of energy efficiency. Okay? So, but the goal behind is exactly this one. By this trade mechanism and also the joint implementation, Italy can help Poland by the mechanism itself. So by coupling all these internal and external measures, the European Commission is trying to bring up the efficiency of the overall European countries. Okay? And the measures are taken in a way that are somehow fair. Okay?
But what will happen in case of a recession?
In the case
Of a recession?
recession, we are going to see, because it has happened. So, pay attention that I have stressed a lot the issue that the commodity, by let's say, giving to the CO2 the same peculiarity of the commodity, we have created a market. But it is a fake market somehow, because the scarcity is created by the cap. And the cap is a political decision we place the cap here or here. It depends how much you want to be tough. Okay? So it's not like a standard market. Okay, we sell mobile and there are no political reasons behind it, competition between technology, services offered, and things like that. But the scarcity is somehow created or not created by, first of all, political level, which decide where the cap is. And then also by other things that may happen, like the recession. Because what happened with if we have the cap was established so the cap was established when we were looking at we could go back to the slide. If you remember, there was a kind of, let's say, increase in energy demand. Okay? So by having in mind this historical trend, the cap was set, let me say, to a certain level. Okay? Maybe a kind of level that, even if they have two different units of measure, let me place this. Okay, if we are going to be in this direction, let's try to place the cap a little bit below, so we create sort of competition. We push the company to reduce. This can be seen as the energy increase, but also CO2 increase. Okay, if this is the cap, then the mechanism starts. We know that the company are competing, they can trade, they can buy their allowances, and etc. But what happens if this suddenly, the energy decrease up to this level? Then this cap is even too high. So no one is reaching. The CO2 emission is not reaching that cap, even without the allowances. So the price of the allowances go down and down. And this was exactly what happened. The price of the allowances until the beginning of this year, it was like €5 per ton, which is nothing. But because, why did this happen? This happened because the cap was too high. But the cap was set up when the energy demand was increasing before the crisis. Then the crisis happened, so we have discovered that we do not reach that kind of energy demand. This means that we don't reach the cap, even without exchanging any allowances. So the price of allowances is nothing, no one can buy it. Okay? This has created a kind of break in the direction of promoting energy technology and energy efficiency. Okay? Because in case one company was a little bit above its own target, okay, I buy €5 per ton. No matter at all. Okay? Do you understand what happened? Okay. Luckily now that, if we go back to the slide, you can recognize it after, say there is a bit of recovery after the recession, and the energy demand is still coming up. Look at the price. The price over the last, this is August 18, which means less than 1 year ago, and the price was below, let's say, around 5, as I said. And now you see, in 2000, this is only 2008. What has changed in terms of the CO2? Okay, so now the price is 20, 23, 22 something. This means that now that we are, let's say, our annual board meeting, and we have to decide whether to buy the allowances or to go in the direction of increasing our efficiency, making an investment for the company, and now the budget line is different. So it probably might be convenient for our company to make the investment and to switch to a more efficient technology instead of buying these $23 per ton oil equivalent. Okay? And this happened because of the recovery of the energy demand after the recession. So as you can see, even this cap and trade system was not perfect. We have discovered a bug in the system which was not even thinking that a recession may come to happen. So maybe instead of, from an engineering perspective, instead of placing a cap absolute number, it could have been enough to have placed a percentage so that if this reduces, you reduce automatically the cap. But since they have used an absolute number, certain amount of ppm, then this was fixed. But if this number could have been obtained like a percentage of the energy demand, then by reducing the energy demand, this cap was automatically reduced. This, was a simple thinking.
Have the allowances an expiration date?
What do you mean?
If I can buy maybe an allowance for €5 per ton now, and then after 3 years I keep it and I use it, the allowance costs, for example, €20.
I don't have the answer. I know that you can use the allowance that you have saved the year before, but I don't know how much is the window, how long is the window. So I will take the information. You are right, because this can again, let's say, affect the market strongly, because during a period of very low price, to buy a lot of allowance and then you use that. But I think there is a limit. Okay, I think there is a limit. I'm sure that you can use the one of the year before, but I'm not sure how many years left will be. But I will give you the answer. I think this is not possible, otherwise the system will crash. Okay, so this is a kind of very interesting system with a lot of drawbacks that somehow, let's say, have been corrected and are still under study. And the European trading system is also a very important backbone for the European energy policy, which is a little bit broader than the single attention to CO2. The energy policy, European energy policy, is based on, let's say, on 3 pillars that has been established in Lisbon, with the Lisbon Treaty 2007. First point, the security of the supply. What do you mean? What they mean with security of supply? Europe is not much a producing area. We import a lot of oil, gas, and other stuff. So the security of the supply means independency of Europe compared to other regions. And the security of the supply is obtained, first of all, by diversifying your energy mix. If you are relying only on one single source and something happens, then you are dead. So the idea is that diversification of the energy mix is a very good thing for energy security. Okay? Especially if you are not a producing country. Because if you are a producing country, you have your own resources. I mean, you can even forget about the rest. But if you are, and this is the reason why, let's say, Middle East countries, they have strongly relied on fossil fuel. And now they are coming a little bit with the attention to the renewable, but when they have their own resources. So it's very difficult to think differently. So, first pillar, security of the supply, that for Europe is very critical. Second, competitiveness. Why competitiveness is one of the pillars of the energy policy in Europe? Can you show, or can you understand the relationship? What is competitiveness? Datemi qualche soluzione. What is competitiveness for Europeans? The capacity of European products and services to attract or to interest market at the global level. Okay? What is the disadvantage if the competitiveness of European products go down and down and down? In favor of the Chinese products. I mean, we don't sell our products. Our company doesn't have their revenues. The company don't pay the salary of the people. The people don't have the money to go around buy the food and whatsoever. And we have a recession. Full stop. Okay, so it's important for Europe to think, to have a certain kind of competitiveness. I mean, competitiveness doesn't have only a negative effect. Competitiveness in a positive way. Compete in an international market. And why is linked to energy? If we lose competitiveness, then we are obliged to import products from other countries. But why the loss of competitiveness is linked for the industry that we are running, because now we have done business together. What is the reason why this is linked to energy?
Because the cost of energy is always included.
Because the cost of energy is whatever. I mean, in the majority of the products that we have in the market, if you break down the cost of the product into sub cost, the share of energy is a big part. So if the cost of energy are higher, then you are obliged to increase the cost of your product, and then you lose competitiveness in the market. Okay? So by reducing the cost of energy, then we can increase the competitiveness of the product, of European, let's say, at large. And then there is an issue of sustainability, which is again linked to the third pillar, which is linked to, I mean, the consciousness, especially in 2007, that our backbone was done with fossil fuel. But if you then go and look at the change in the energy mix of Europe from 2007 up to today, it's amazing. It's really strong change. You look at the percentage, but even if you take Italy as an example. So these are three very important pillars for at the base of the energy policy, which is made by, again, the European policy is called the EU 2020 to 2020. Very easy to remember. What are these 20 about? The first 20 is related to greenhouse gas emissions, which, let's say, state that the policy states that we aim at a 20% of reduction of the greenhouse gas emission by 2020, with even stronger target to 2050. The second 20 is related to primary energy use, which aim at increasing efficiency. Okay, and if we look at the energy intensity decrease that Europe has experienced, it is really amazing. And the last 20 is due to the share of renewable energy, which is expected to come into the energy sector, aiming at 20% in 2020. So these are the 20s, 3 20s. With this goal to 2020, which is, by the way, nowadays very, very, very good. In some cases, Europe has done even better. Some countries in Europe have done even better than this forecast. But we are not on the better. These are the action plan. Again, policy, reduce 20%. Then, let's say, practically, what are the directions? These are the direction of the European 2020 policy, the so-called action plan. The internal energy market, establishing a strong internal energy market at the European level, with trade either in terms of electricity and CO2. Security of the supply, this is one very important element, especially to obtain through diversification of gas, oil stock mechanism, and electricity interconnection, because if you can interconnect electricity at the European level, we can save in terms of flexibility, because we rely on a broader network, and so we can save cost. And we have a more stable network. Efficiency, again, efficiency in all the, let's say, production and also end-use sector. Penetration of renewable energy, and this is something that it is happening. Establish a set plan, a technological set plan, with also a lot of, let's say, new technology that nowadays are not in the market, but their prospective interest can come to reality in a short time. A revised attention to carbon capture sequestration, because the attention to CCS went up and down in the year, because according to someone it's not a good way to go, because even Jeffrey Sachs is almost against CCS, because it means that we still keep on burning fossil fuel. It's a kind of, let's say, mitigation action. It's not a change in the system, because we still keep on burning CO2, but we sequestrate carbon. But obviously, it's a good way to go, because for some specific sectors, the total decarbonization, I mean, the total switch to renewable energy is difficult to think. Let's think again to the transportation sector. So CCS is going up and down, but nowadays it's still there, at least for at least in the set plan, or as a technology that in the future will have a role to play. And also the nuclear part is not, let's say, totally excluded, especially the role that nuclear power, fourth generation, and fusion may have in the future of the energy policy. I mean, there are different scenarios that have been designed for Europe, because we don't know which will be the track. So, I mean, there are scenarios that keep into consideration a stronger push of the energy efficiency. There are other scenarios that strongly push again even more renewable energy sources. But it's no matter about the scenarios. What it is important is to understand that each choice may have consequences. And just to mention one that I think you know, the super big, high penetration of renewable energy in the power sector has some consequences. Can you mention some of them in the system?
Like the dark shape in the dark shape in the energy supply. Meaning that during the day, for example, there's a high supply of renewables.
Okay. Flexibility, which means that if we have all these aleatory sources that are into the grid, but the demand is not so aleatory, the demand is more or less, we know how is the load. So in order to meet the demand with such a aleatory system, we need to have a lot of backup, we need to have a lot of storage, and things like that. So paradoxically, as I said at the beginning, that you can look at the data, for instance, for Italy, the increase in the power, in the installed capacity of the energy sector in Italy, the increase in the installed capacity in renewable energy has been followed by a similar increase in the installed power for combined cycle power plant, because they have to be the backup of the system. So until we are developing the smart grid, until we are developing a further interconnection with the rest of Europe, so that, I mean, the bigger it is, the stable it is, and so on and so forth, there are implications. And one of the most effective implications is the flexibility that it is nowadays asked to the power sector, to the combined cycle power plant. And do you think this is for free? When did you make some economic analysis for the combined cycle with the course of energy conversion? So, when you have made your return of investment, which number you have used as load factor for the power plant? How many hours per year are these power plants supposed to run? Now it's expressing hour per hour. Un botto, a lot. Almost all the hours. Because they were supposed to do the base load. Okay? Now their use has changed. And if you look at the average hours, it is probably below 3,000. This means that all the calculations that you made when you decided to run a business in combined cycle power plant, they are off. So you are not able to recover your investment cost. So there are additional costs that need to be somehow balanced, because otherwise you can decide, hey guys, sorry, I close my combined cycle power plant and I go to sell banana and cocoa to the seaside because it's much more convenient for me. But if you switch on your system, what does it mean for the overall grid? That we lack stability. So again, the wise policy maker, this magic figure of the wise policy maker, is in between saying, okay, I want to respect the goal of the European policy, and I want to push renewable energy. But I need also to pay attention, because if I give too much priority to the electricity, to the renewable energy power, then all the owners of the combined cycle power plant will close up everything. But if they do, I have an additional problem in Italy, because our grid will not be stable. So again, this is another negotiation. They have to find the right trade-off in order not to squeeze too much the combined cycle power plant producer, to allow them to do their business, to have a profit, but to allow the penetration of renewable energy. So, as you can see, things are always a little bit more complicated than what it seems at the first glance. Okay? So, implications are many. Probably the most one, the one that it is easier for you to understand is this one of power grid flexibility, that it is really has changed the way in which we were thinking to the combined cycle power plant base load. And this is amazing. Maybe I've already told you, don't remember. How is France managing flexibility? What is based on the power sector in France? Nuclear. They don't have combined cycle power plant, so they cannot manage flexibility with a combined cycle power plant. So what they do? No, because it can be also lack of. They have been able to set up a system that uses nuclear power to do the flexibility. And they are the only, I'm a nuclear engineer, so when I heard this I said, guys, no, it's not possible to use a power plant in a flexible way. Okay? Because this is typically the kind of function. You cannot change, let's say, the power of the power plant without troubles. But what happens when you have the 70% or more of your power sector that it is reliant on nuclear power? They can really change a minimum, each of them, and this is consistent, and obtaining a big flexibility at national level, because they have not one power plant, they have 70 something, 50. Okay? So this is possible because they really change slightly, let's say the capacity, the power produced by one of them, but by having, you know, the overall system which is relying on nuclear, a small change in one of them can create the flexibility that is needed to the market. The one that we obtain by moving a combined cycle power plant with a little bit less of troubles. Okay? So they created a big system, obviously very controlled, because otherwise it's bad. And they use nuclear power with flexibility, which is amazing. They can do, because they have a lot. Probably this is not applicable to other countries with very few power plants. Okay? So it's really discovery of new things. The target to 2050, they are even more or less same stuff. Penetration of renewables, efficiency, and reduction of, let's say, EPS, but they are even more challenging for the European Commission. So this is more or less what I could have said to you about the policy. Now let's take a coffee and a break.